Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the art and science of pruning apple trees, which you don't need to be an expert horticulturist to do. In this video, I will show you the basic principles that are easy to understand and take care of on your own. Pruning apple trees is not just about shaping them aesthetically, it is a crucial practice that directly impacts their health, productivity, and overall fruit quality. On my property, I have 5 different apple trees which are all quite young, which are Honeycrisp, McIntosh, Cortland, Jonathan, and Triumph. And each one is a slightly different pruning scenario than the other. Right now, the trees are dormant as it is early March in Wisconsin. The best time to prune is late spring, though some people will do it during the winter. The worst time is during the summer, which can easily invite disease, and pruning after August can delay dormancy and predispose trees to winter injury. For this job, you will need a few different tools depending on your trees, and I've linked to some of my favorites down in the description. For small branches, you can use your basic set of pruners, which will be what I'm using the most today. For slightly larger branches, you can move up to loppers. These are good but can crush the fibers in the branch if not sharp or if the branch is too big. For that reason, sometimes I'll use a handheld saw for a nice clean cut on larger branches. If there's a risk I may cut or nick another close by branch, I'll then go back to the lopper if possible. I will also have rubbing alcohol on hand, which I'll explain more later in the video. First off, I'll prune off any dead, diseased, or damaged branches. These are not only unsightly, but can also harbor pests and diseases that can spread throughout the tree and affect other trees on your property as well. Luckily for me, all my branches are looking fine. On my Triumph tree, a deer broke my main leader, which is the main branch in the center of the tree you'll want to keep, and so I got crafty and taped in some supports to see if I could repair it. After winter, there are buds forming and this may have been saved. You'll notice on this tree I sort of have 2 main leaders, and in this specific circumstance, I am purposely keeping the second in case the first one fails on me. After removing any dead or diseased branches, I will remove any suckers or branches that are growing towards the middle. For me, pruning apple trees is more of a process of elimination where I first study the tree overall and get a general strategy, and then I start with the most obvious changes that I need to make. Suckers are these branches that go straight up and really don't produce any fruit, but do take energy away from the tree. Sometimes you'll see these at the base of the tree, and if you do, make sure you move those as well. For the branches growing towards the middle, I will continue to cut those out as well whenever I can find them. By removing these unwanted branches, we're promoting better air circulation and sunlight penetration throughout the tree's canopy. This not only reduces the risk of fungal diseases, but also encourages more uniform ripening of the fruit. Another benefit of pruning is that it stimulates new growth. When we selectively remove certain branches, we're directing the tree's energy towards producing new shoots and fruiting wood, resulting in a healthier and more productive tree. As I move along the tree, I will look for more options to thin out the canopy to continue to encourage airflow and allow the sun to hit each branch individually. If there are branches that are on top or crossing another branch, I will usually take these out. If there are any branches that rub or may rub in the wind or once they're weighted down with fruit, I will take those out too. When I make my cuts near the base of a large branch or the central leader, I go as close as I can, but I leave a small amount of the collar of the branch, which is sort of this bunched up, wrinkled looking part of the base. This allows the collar to dry up and close the wound and creates this small protective zone versus the tree itself having an open wound along the trunk which can open it up to disease. Speaking of cuts, when I do them further out on branches, I will do them at 45-degree angles in a way that ensures water cannot pool at the end of the branch, which for obvious reasons can lead to issues down the line. One important note I want to make is that when I'm pruning trees, I will wipe my pruners down with rubbing alcohol and something like a cotton ball or face cleaning pad. This ensures I'm not accidentally transferring a disease or virus between trees. As I go through the trees, I will also look at the angles of the branches. Sharp, acute angles where branches go towards the sky are not best at producing fruit and are a weak point as they cannot support much weight. Better branches are ones that have a 60 to 90-degree angle, which allow them to produce the most fruit and be strongest as they get heavier with apples. One tip is that if you need to trim a larger branch with a saw, ensure that you hold the branch to take any weight off. Failure to do so may allow the bark to rip down the side of the tree, which could damage the tree. If I do need to trim a branch, I will often go up to a spur, which are these small shoots that jut out from the main branch. This is where your apples will grow. If you see buds at the tip of a branch, this is also where you will have flowers and eventually fruit in the future after pollination. Slender buds that you find along the leader or branches are often for the foliage of the tree. I will note that if I have any branches that are going downward, as this one seen here, I will make sure to cut those off as well. Generally, I've seen this happen closer to the bottom of the tree, and sometimes I'll simply take off branches closer to the bottom anyways to ensure I have room for a lawnmower so I don't accidentally cause any damage. Lastly, I will prune any major clusters. For example, if a branch splits out into 3 different stems, I may remove the middle one to give the remaining 2 room to breathe and grow fruit. If there are too many clusters in one area of the tree, I may remove a cluster entirely. The key is not to be afraid to prune your tree. You can and should do it every year, and you can take off up to a third of the tree if needed. This can be intimidating, but don't overthink it. We want branches to have full sunlight. If you want to be more conservative, you can always do more the next season as you get more comfortable. It's hard to make a mistake that the trees cannot come back from. If you bought a new tree and just transplanted it, there's a good chance it'll not produce fruit its first season, and you may want to prune it in a way to put more energy into rooting. After the first season, you'll want to focus putting the tree's energy into fruiting. Studies have shown that properly pruned apple trees can yield larger, higher quality fruit compared to their unpruned counterparts. By maintaining the right balance of branches and foliage, we're optimizing the tree's resources for maximum fruit production. So whether you're a seasoned orchardist or just starting out, remember that pruning is an essential skill for keeping your apple trees healthy, happy, and fruitful. If you enjoyed this video, please click like and also subscribe for more tips and tricks on taking care of your yard.